I've never seen a miracle. And I was with God and he was talking to me. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, that's pretty self-explanatory, God. I've never seen a miracle. And he's like, what are you talking about? You're a miracle. And I was like, how am I a miracle? And he's like, I have healed you. And I was like, there's nothing on me that needs to be healed. I've always had, full use of my body functions, full use of my mind. I'm good to go. And I read this scripture. I really can't remember what scripture it was. But it brought me back to that moment when I was talking to God. And it made me realize that every person that went up to Jesus and asked if they were healed was probably something physically wrong with them. They probably had leprosy, or they were probably lame, or they were probably blind or deaf, or they had a demon in them or something. How many people do you think went up to Jesus and said, Lord, I need my soul healed?
True.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did for me. He healed my soul. I remember when I was 16 or 17, somewhere around there, that I was praying, and I was like, even though I really didn't believe in God then, I was like, God, I'm tired of this. This sucks. My life sucks. I'm cutting myself. I'm walking down a path that's going to lead me to my death. And I'm laying there in bed crying, wanting God to do something, even though I didn't believe in Him. And God heard that prayer that night. Who knew 5 years later that I'd be standing in this church on fire for God, moved by the power of God in my life. And I pray daily that He draws me closer. If you're satisfied with where you're at in God, you're compromising with the enemy.